say hi at the start?
The recording has already started.
Oh damn, shit. Well, that was just awkward.
Well, yeah. So I guess we can start with the recap from last session. If anyone
Hmm.
wants to go over um,
Oh,
what happened, and then after
emotional
that, I can
damage.
send you the new stuff. Um,
Let me open up my notes.
I need to.
My computer, I have a new computer, so it can actually open and run multiple things at the same time.
Yeah, I can't read my notes. My notes are fucking painful. My notes read like a fucking 11-year-old who maybe plays a bit too much Roblox wrote them.
oh, because you handwrote them?
No, it's just like me. I just fuck like when I do it immediately after the session, and then I like hold on to it, so it's just fucking brain rot material
Love
all the
it.
time.
Okay, I gotta scroll past all of my theories.
Dude, get a Google Doc. You can have like different tabs for different sections of your notes.
I have these all these sections have different headings. I am just clicking through them really
Mm.
quick.
Oh, I'll do the
Okay.
interactions thing today.
Update
Okay.
what?
The interactions. We need to add the
The
therapist
Google
to it.
Doc, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Recap. Um, well, okay, so Zarek's dad showed Haven's mom showed up. Yeah, no, that's about right. uh, Zarek's dad, was like, our family is moving to Rodari. My wife is a bitch and we have fired your tutor. Which is suspicious, and then he got mad at Zarek for being perturbed by this. I have in here just the words icky icky with two sad faces.
Love it.
Hero is he called Hero a bastard child, which I guess shouldn't surprise me that much considering. I mean, I don't know if the Salmon lore is different from Tieflings, but you know.
Yeah, it like the if you look in like the AGA, it'll tell you about Salamans, which um what's it called? We can actually go over that. We can do it after the session, because Salamans have like shadow creatures, um, and they like
Yay.
sometimes it comes out later, sometimes it comes out earlier.
Well,
Normally,
it
it's
appears
around
that I
the
already
time.
had one, and then it went away.
Um, so yeah.
Haven's mom cut her off and kicked her out of the house because she wants to do music, mom.
I'm an art student.
And then her mom was like, I was an art student, and it ended up me marrying a loser like your father. That was the implication I got.
That's what I got trauma.
We ran
Well,
into
her
Rennie's group.
grandparents. Her grandparents are the reason that she really feels bad about it.
Uh-oh.
Because her
Ooh.
grandparents, like what she was saying was like my grandparents basically were like gave her a similar decision to her, you know.
Oh,
Mm.
I did not pick up on that either.
Yeah. So let me pull up my notes for it.
We did run into
I
Rennie's group. Um, Clemency tried to do a humble brag about Clava, and they were all immediately like, "Who?" Thank you for the sound effects. And then I have like a chunk of notes where I'm screaming about how Clava is the mastermind behind everything. We went to the counselor's office. We met a green man named Drizvin, who Clemency is going to do therapy with. And then we went to the house ceremony, and we got into our houses, and then we went to our dorms, and I think Haven and Hero are rooming together, and Derek is by himself, and yeah, by yourself. Woo! Yeah.
Happy for you, man.
And then
I don't think you guys picked your rooms actually, because you guys haven't seen what the dorms look like.
we said we did both. We did all say tower rooms on the top floor.
Yeah. So you guys have your rooms, but where the session will pick up will be right before you guys make it in to see where your dorms are.
And Clemency asked Yoni to be their roommate, and she said yes.
Yeah. And so I think where we'll pick up is as you guys, you know, the ceremony finishes and you all are sort of instructed to make your way to the different rooms. As you guys were like waiting for the ceremony to happen, there was various points where you guys are like separated, whether it's, having to sign some paperwork or finding seats, getting food, this or that. You guys heard various bits of rumors, and the one that we can go over together that you guys heard all at the same time, we can go over that. I see. Oh my god, there's so much Pokemon stuff.
I fucking love Pokemon.
There's number 10 that you guys got. Yeah. So you guys are all standing, waiting. People are going up, and their houses are being selected and chosen. And as you guys are doing that, you guys hear a rumor. And this is when you hear the group one, and you hear about a group that's supposed to be like the biggest candidates for the Luminary Games. And you hear about a Minotaur Barbarian, a Salaman Bard, a Human Ranger, a Goliathan Sorcerer. I'm gonna pin this message. It makes it a little easier.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's a group that was going through Throgron. They were on a field trip. They were going through Throgron, and they sort of got separated, and they found themselves in a cave with a young dragon. Um, when this story happened, they were in their third year, and they're currently a fourth year student. They're like cohorts with Myro. They're in that same grade as him. And long story short, they all were found alive, but deeply, deeply exhausted for the next few days. But they were able to kill and slay this young dragon. And all of the names are down there in that pinned message. But they are like sort of shining star students, and they have been pretty much since they started school. And people think that they're gonna, if they compete, which it looks like they are in the Luminary Games, that they'll probably get the nomination for it and represent the school in the Luminary Games.
So they're the protagonists.
It definitely feels like that. They're, shining stars. The fact that they did that at such a low, low rank comparatively, like that's something that would some teachers would struggle with in a group. So the fact that these students, albeit they didn't come out unscathed, were still able to accomplish it is like a huge thing. And it's definitely like, freshmen absolutely hear that story and it's like mind blowing. So that's the rumor that you guys, or like the story that you guys hear together. Um, as you guys are going, you hear a few other rumors, and as you guys are walking to your things, if you want, you guys can talk about it, or we can move on to the actual, you guys going to your rooms and whatnot.
I do think
Well,
that
it's up to you as you guys are walking. If there's anything you guys want to talk about,
yeah, I do think Clem is going to mention what they heard, because it is sad. So, when they're all walking together, well, Zarek's not there.
well, Zarek at this point would be walking with the group, but this would be like after this conversation, Zarek would sort of branch
Ah,
off.
okay. So then, yeah, I think that they would mention that I heard during the ceremony that one of the students um died last year on a field trip.
Oh.
Near the on like a trip that they took to the southern wall. I just
That's
think if
like,
we find out who they are, run into them, it might be polite to give condolences.
yeah, do you know the party? Like, are they a third year or fourth year?
I think they're now. What I heard was they're now a group of third years. Morin, Rek, and Alia.
Oh.
Human,
I
Goliath,
I
and
just
Felinin.
sent I just sent the list of the updated list of all the different students and whatnot, so you guys can look and see like the group. I'm pretty sure I sent the group name or like the group number, with all of the things that you guys heard, so it's easier to point it out. Um, so yeah. Yep.
It's just that's a horrible, horrible thing to go through. Just might be nice to say something if we ever run into them.
Yeah, I think you're right with that one.
Did you guys hear anything?
I mean, I heard something about like a group of first years. Wasn't anything much. It's just that they were just like a bit odd, if you know what I mean. It seemed a bit unfair. It was like hold on, I remember one of them really clearly. I don't remember the rest too clearly. No. Yeah, it was like one's like a bard and uses puppets, and like one does like fungi and death stuff. It just seems a bit morbid, but nothing too much.
I like puppets.
To themselves. Oh, I don't like them. They're scary.
Yeah, they kind of creep me out with those beady little eyes.
Yeah.
I like puppets. Do people not like puppets?
No. Why do you? They're just like you look into your soul and there's nothing there.
Zarek, do you
And they're
like
like,
puppets? Does Zarek like puppets? Please.
I don't think he likes puppets. I think he might. Yo, he's really
I think
quiet.
he's
There might
slightly
have been something that happened.
dissociating.
Maybe we shouldn't dig deeper into that.
Appalled at that question.
And
Derek
also,
looked into the
mushrooms are a
space of the
natural
thing.
part of the world.
Yeah, it seemed a bit harsh. They were just a bit
Okay, so you're
like
cool with the puppets being
iffy.
called creepy, but you agree with me on the mushroom.
Oh, the mushrooms are mushrooms. It was just I think the whole group was just acting weird, you know?
Well,
It's kind of
did
all
you
bit.
say it was death mushrooms? I might have a problem with death mushrooms.
I think so. I think they said like fungi and death is the like exactly. So I don't
Well,
know if
they're
maybe like one of them.
intrinsically linked, is the thing with how fungi work.
That's how fungi work.
A lot of fungus and things like that, feed off of death. It's just, it's like maggots and stuff, they subsist off of it.
Well,
No.
that's okay, but I think eating a mushroom and it killing you, that's a little,
Well, yeah,
I don't
but
like that.
you
Yeah.
should probably know what mushrooms will and will not kill you.
Okay, well, if a Dura called Drakkar offers you a mushroom, maybe don't take it.
I would
You
never
know?
eat a mushroom from a stranger.
Well, I might. I'll keep that in mind not to take it from that one.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you get any names?
my
I do get names, yes. There's a
Hmm.
guy called Garrick Thorn, Zyron Stormbeak, Derek Cleric. They don't know anything about them. Drakkar is the druid, and then there was like a soul knight rogue, I think, or I think so. Yeah, called Trish
Let's see if
as
the
well.
cleric in our class.
Yeah, you're a cleric. They haven't shown anything apparently. Like they're not. They're keeping everything very. The whole group very under like.
Maybe they're just socially anxious.
Maybe.
My rumor wasn't sad or creepy. It was kind of cool. I guess some like students, they're like building like a mecha suit.
Oh, a mecha suit? Like a magic
Uh,
thing?
yeah, an arcane mecha suit, and they should be done by the time they graduate. I think they're like second years.
Oh,
Like
Long
a
time.
group of tinkerers and wizards.
I want to see the mecha suit.
That's really
So that could be
cool.
cool.
I mean, I've heard
Yeah.
of, constructs and, arcane vehicles and stuff like that. And there's like, I know there are artificers who can do a suit of armor on a smaller scale, but if it's like a huge mech suit, that's awesome.
Also,
I don't think
the
it's a death
druid,
suit, so
just so you know.
So out of character also, I'm back. The chances of this campaign switching over to just a full-on Gundam campaign
And now
have
not
now
zero.
they're no longer 0.
Aspen, in the next campaign with another time skip of however long, can everyone be Gundam pilots?
No, I want to be like Transformers.
Can
that's
we
what I'm
all be
thinking.
cars that
Cool.
turn into Transformers?
Yeah, you're all just
Can we just
constructs.
be cars?
I want to be no, it's got to be in the shitty live action Transformers movie where I can turn I'm like a coffee machine and I can turn into a fucking transformer.
We all just want to be Transformers.
That's funny.
That might not be in that live action Transformers movie. I might be thinking of something else. Oh my god, I am. That's not from Transformers with Shia LaBeouf. That's from the movie G-Force about guinea pigs that are super
Fucking.
spies.
No, that
There's a
movie was
cop.
everything. I think that was one of my favorite movies as a fucking kid.
I
Okay,
had
I
we
love
had
Guinea
it on a DVD and I watched it all the time.
No, because we had the lesbian guinea pig.
Yeah,
Essentially.
exactly.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf wasn't in it. Neither was Megan
Anyway,
Fox.
like Derek, how do we get back into character from this conversation, man?
I don't know. Is Shia LaBeouf a real person on Tua?
Have
Absolutely
you
not.
guys heard of
Oh.
Shia LaBeouf? Like,
Is there a monster called Shia LaBeouf that lurks in the woods when no one else is around?
I heard that. Is that a rumor that one of us got?
Yeah, that there's a monster named Shia LaBeouf. He's got 2 health bars, so when you kill him the first time, oops, he isn't dead. Shia's surprise.
Wow, that's really great, actually.
I've seen there is 100% a homebrewed Shia LaBeouf monster, by the way.
Oh, there.
Oh yeah, I could believe
Aspen's just sitting there frantically taking notes right now. What to do.
it.
Anyway, back to the game.
Clemency. I
Oh,
think you remember a detail about what you heard, which like after talking about it, dawns on you. As you were like standing, like getting refreshments, um, you remember the people stopped talking about it really abruptly. Do you remember that part?
uh, yes, I do. I do. I forgot to read the whole thing. Oops. But yeah, no. They'll mention. Oh, I also they're getting. I'm gonna say that this refreshment table has raspberry lemonade because it's good.
Mm-hmm.
They said when the people that I was hearing talking about the student that died, the group, they got really, really quiet when and he looks at Haven, your brother's group walked by.
Oh. Uh,
So
quick context. I
maybe
never.
your brother knew them.
Yeah.
They
Maybe.
another context that you also would know, which is in it, is there was a field trip at the Great Southern Wall,
Yeah, no, I
which
mentioned the
if you
Great
guys,
Southern Wall. That's the walls that are around the Blightlands, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it's the ones that are
Okay. Did he
around.
even ever hear about a field trip from Lyra? Did he ever talk about it or find out who his
no,
buddy was? Yeah, because I
Maybe
he
because
remember.
never
someone
did.
died on it.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm like, I mean, okay. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Wow.
it,
Yeah, that.
the
I hadn't
Southern Wall
like.
is one of the walls that's around the Blightlands, so I can only assume that it
Yeah,
was pretty
yeah.
bad.
I hadn't. Lyra doesn't really told me a lot about like about he told me about the fun stuff and there's never anything like else. I didn't know anything about his party really. Maybe I don't want to theorize on that.
Do you
That's
guys know anything
yeah.
about his group? Any of the party members?
I know one of them has absolutely got fucking lightning strikes up her face and it's
Mm-hmm.
fucking killing me that I was trying to get a
Uh,
room with her immediately.
Janice is the cleric that helped Clemency out. She's got like
Yes,
round glasses.
Do you guys
and then
remember um uh the
the rogue.
Val, who's the
Yes,
the
Val. Yeah.
rogue with lightning strikes? Do you remember what you heard about her and the marks on her face? It's
I
been a
don't think.
while, so I don't blame anyone for not remembering this.
No, I was thinking. No, I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah, I mentioned it fucking when we first, I think when you guys first um started, I told you guys how she got, or like rumors of how she got her scars. And
You want to
it's
know how I got
she's
these
supposed to have gotten her
scars?
scars from somewhere in the Blightlands.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, you're not really allowed to, because you're not allowed to go into the Blightlands, right? Unless you're a Blight Guard.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that's super,
Yeah.
super not allowed.
Well, maybe she, like lowers
Can
his
we
voice more, was
not?
trying to save someone.
Can we not talk about it?
I'm not. Yeah, no, let's not talk about it. This lemonade's really
Yeah.
good, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. That seems. If what we're thinking happened, that's not something. That's something I need to maybe let Myro tell me and not listen to what other people are saying.
hmm Now that Zarek is
Anyway,
back, did you did you see like puppets,
anyway,
Zarek?
even the fucking time. I was so excited to be here, and my life is falling apart within 2 days. I
Oh,
just want to live.
it's gonna be okay.
Derek, what did you hear?
Also, do you like puppets?
Yeah, can we go back and talk about puppets? Are you okay?
I suppose the puppets are fine. I don't have a secret dark backstory involving puppets.
He does.
Um,
Insight check?
It's core to his character.
But yeah,
Did you
Zarek,
hear any
what
rumors?
did you hear?
um, well, I was just wondering if people were actually doing an insight check, but
No, I don't think that you had a.
alright.
I think Derek will tell us at his own time when he's ready.
That he was the protagonist of that Goosebumps book with the
Oh yeah,
ventriloquist dummy.
But yes, during the ceremony, what I was ending up hearing was, well, they were talking about a group of third years taking down a banshee, but
Oh,
apparently the same group might have been trying to reanimate a corpse, so
Oh.
odds
What the
are
fuck is wrong with people?
they managed to basically get attacked by their own creation.
oh wow.
Oh, are they okay?
And did all of them make it? Did they say?
Uh, I'm, I didn't hear that anyone died, so presumably everyone was alive, but, well, anyway, I suppose if you want the names, I can just sort of. You're taking notes on this, aren't you? Clem, let me just write that down on there.
Clem's got his laptop out.
And Zarek just now leans like fully across his lap to
Oh,
type onto there.
oh god. Just like takes his quill right in his notebook.
Oh, I love that person's name, Beth Phalas. I love that name so much. It's just a roll of the tongue. I was gonna say,
Although that
well,
would be a very unfortunate last name to have if you were a male Fae.
hey, they could be male. We haven't met them.
I suppose. Or maybe they just in that family changed their name between Phalas and Phalad, depending on what the person has decided.
It's like a custom in like the 11 Isles. I think some families do it, some families don't. All surnames have to end in that.
I like I like opening because I've been taking notes. I like opening my Discord and seeing Aspen DM me like details. Share the details.
Oh, so like we should probably start heading to our rooms. I was gonna ask Derek, do you wanna like come see our room as well, and then we can all go see yours together? It'd be nice
I
to stay together.
suppose that. I suppose that one makes sense.
Yeah, and then
Probably need
we'll
to know
know.
how to get into your rooms anyway.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, and
sounds
then
so
we'll
terrible.
know
Yeah,
how to get into
that
yours.
that sounds like a
Yeah.
threat.
No, but also I feel like because we're choosing our rooms first, like everyone's probably waiting on us to like get our rooms,
Mm.
and I feel bad for making everybody wait.
Yeah. Well, Zarek, you said
Um,
that your dad has already like gotten you a room, right?
Yes, so I don't really need to pick one out. So yes, we can just swing by yours first.
Okay.
I feel like I'm going more on a Snape voice or something this morning. Oh well. That was out of character.
He's getting sad because his dad was mad at him.
um, yeah, you guys, as you guys are like walking to the dorm, um, like an assistant for the house, the different houses that you guys have, um, come up to you and pretty much give you like these are all the rooms. Which one would you like? And you guys pick the one that you guys described. Um, that way it's like that can be marked off for you. Zarek, um, the room that is given to you is just handed like, oh, here, this is from your father, and they give you like much appreciation. So like, oh, your family, it's great work, and they donated quite a number of coin this year. So thank your father for us, and very very much like they seem very
Ugh.
thankful and what like over over the top sort of thing.
The
Like
term is
you're
brown
clearly your dad's a
noser.
big donor.
Uh,
Yeah. Um, but yeah, and you get the feeling that your dad sort of reserved a room in each house for you. And then whichever house you picked, you would get the corresponding room sort of thing, is the feeling that you got. Um,
That's
so
just extra.
yeah, I mean the other
Hmm.
rooms aren't like yours, but he pretty much was like these for rooms are not to be touched until my son decides which room he wants, essentially. You know what I mean?
Are they supposed to be like the RA rooms, but
You'll see. You'd get a feeling that they're like, yeah, they're like faculty sort of
Oh my
rooms,
god.
like they're single rooms. In a similar style, and speaking of that, uh, the five of you, including Yoni, make your way up, and
Yeah,
this is the
Yoni's here.
room.
Yeah, no, I
This is
asked. This
the
is
room.
Yoni. You guys know her.
Oh hey.
Yeah, Yoni's pretty quiet. Yoni like really is only speaking um, when spoken to, sort of thing. Like she's super quiet, pretty soft spoken. But as you guys are going up to the room, he goes, "Oh well, I just wanted to say thank you for letting me room with you guys. My other my other group um is all in different houses, so I don't really know anyone. So this is nice."
Of course, it's the least that I can do for just like puts a hand on her shoulder, accidentally one-shotting you.
Oh, it's okay. You know, I'm excited to see how we all can progress over the years, and we'll get to train together more. And I'm sure our parties, since my party will probably be over here a bunch, and you guys are all here, we'll be able to train and practice together more.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that sounds
and,
perfect.
and you guys walk through and head up this spiral staircase, which leads you to this circular room. All of you have your own rooms. All of these rooms have desks where you can study. There's a big open area. There's a pretty large stocked kitchen in here as well,
Oh, baby.
um, which is
Which is already
nice.
better
So
than
you guys
normal
can,
college.
Holy
so
shit.
mhm.
you guys can practice
So,
up on your cooking skills for those who need extra practice.
This
so
feels
what
like a
sort of
jab.
key do they have for the room? Is
What
it
a
just one of
fucking
those
drive.
like giant metal keys?
Yeah, there's a arcane lock that's on it that
Ah,
opened like when you guys go to turn the knob, it registers who's going in, and you guys are able to like give access to whoever and whatnot. So party members are able to like freely access, and then it's the same for your actual rooms itself. You guys can give specific access to your bedrooms as well. So you guys head in, and so you guys know, so the way the lighting is set up is accurate to like the morning sunrise. So whoever picks the room that's right here wakes up at the crack of dawn, unless
Clumsy wants that
obviously
one.
you close the curtains. But that is sunrise room for sure. The farthest room stays darker for longer. So
I want the
yeah, you
sun.
guys can put
I
your
want the
tokens
sun.
That's
in
up
whatever
Hero's room.
rooms
I want
you
the
guys
sunroom.
want.
Yeah.
Give me the sunroom.
Thank you. I was gonna say.
This one's
Like, yeah,
mine.
you got that one.
I want to wait. I always love waking up early.
Can I
Yoni's
just like kind of
also
let Nectar fly around and decide which one
sure,
she wants?
sure. Nectar sort of floats around, and you see Yoni goes up to you. She goes, "Is that? Did you find that dragon? Where'd you get her from? She's beautiful."
Oh, it was a gift from my dad. Like, uh, over the summer, me and my brother both got one.
Oh, and you see Nectar is kind of like gravitated towards her in like a way
Oh,
that you haven't quite seen in other people. Um, and
oh,
Nectar
she
is like
really likes you.
wrapping around her and stuff. She goes, "Yeah, I've always seemed to have some sort of affinity for dragons. So it'll be nice to have one in the space. It'll be nice." Um,
Honestly, that's really great because like I've done some basic training with her, right? But like she's getting to the point where she's starting to hoard things, and like she's kind of getting a bit like more like doesn't really want to do it as much, and we're being patient and we're working on it. So if you're good with her, like oh my god, that's just so helpful.
yeah, and you see
So many
she
things in my room.
she does a few like she shows you a few things, and like Nectar responds really well, and she goes on to explain. She's like, they respond really well to hand signals. It makes it easier to give like consistent signs of what you want. which in real life, that's how dogs learn better. Being a dog trainer for so many years, it's so much easier to just teach hand signals. Um,
Oh
and so she
yeah, I
shows
did that
you,
also with a man.
yeah, she shows you like a few hand signals and how to like lure and guide her. And before long, like she's like giving hand signals, and Nectar is like circling around the top of her head, and landing. Um,
Oh,
it's nice. And she is closer to this dorm, and she goes, "Do you mind if are you an early riser?"
no,
I clumsily
you
got
can have
thinking.
it.
Okay, thank you. Um,
Yeah.
and she puts all her stuff down. Um, yeah.
Now, is
How
that the actual reason she wanted that room, or was it to be as far away from the loud snorer as possible?
she
I mean,
doesn't know that she dodged a bullet with not having the room next to Hero.
Oh yeah, she's been
Also,
like kind of like, yeah, go ahead, and then she just looks around, she's like, fuck.
it
hey, her
also looks
dad
like
made that
that
pact.
one. It looks like you've pushed your bed as far away from that corner, or Hero's corner of the room as possible.
And Hero pushes it as close as possible because she's like, hey, we can like chat through the wall and do like secret hand signals.
Through the
I think it'll be
wall?
great.
I know, like I can just like I'll just message her through the wall, be like, I can just do this, like we can, like I
Oh,
can do it
well,
any.
I guess
But we
that's
could also do something if you think it's more fun. Like we could also do that. We could do
no, it's
both.
okay. We can do it your
No,
way.
Uh,
no,
is the
no.
furniture in here
It's not a
bolted down at
secret.
all?
If it's like just a conversation, we could like just talk it out. If it's like a secret, we could message.
Yeah. I guess we also have a common room, so
Oh
we'll work
yeah,
out the details later.
this is yeah.
Speaking speaking of that, as everyone's getting situated, what are some things that you guys would do to sort of make the room, like as you first enter this room, which is really just a blank canvas, like you have all of your school books, or like all of your textbooks and everything are already on like in the center room, and so it's really just moving them, into your room and stuff like that. You already have books that are just pre-lined on the walls of various things. Um, but we'll start with Hero. Hero, how would you think about like decorating your room? Like you have a mirror in there, you have your bed, an end table, and books. But what would you do to sort of make it your own? Like your little clockwork buddy, or a little automaton, um, sort of flutters around and sort of sits on your shoulder as you're looking at this room. How do you make it your own?
She does that college thing where she has posters. She definitely has posters. She's just gonna tack up on the wall of like the solar system and um like a map and just other like odd things like that, just random.
Mm-hmm.
Um she sets up a little corner where she just dumps a bunch of parts for her automaton.
Automaton.
Um and she definitely is a slight crystal girly, so she puts up like little crystals and things on a shelf.
Nice. I love that. Yeah, I'm trying to find one of these things that might be on her wall. I think maybe she'd have something. Oh, well, I don't know why that didn't go through. I feel like she'd have something like this on her wall, potentially. This is, I don't know why it uploaded like that.
It's also
Um,
in the Access Guide PDF.
yeah.
It's also there.
But this
Oh, and then
is
there'll be like a hang in there.
nice. I love that. Yeah, you put your things everywhere. You're all like unpacking at the same time. Haven, how about you? Like I feel like your mom was probably pretty strict about like, you know, no holes in the walls, no,
No, nothing. I got
room needs to be
nothing.
tight. How This is probably your first room you get to decorate, and you are the boss.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Haven's immediately overwhelmed, and also I think we talked about like Haven's room at home is the same room she had when she was 5, but she was never allowed to decorate it, and
Mm-hmm.
so she had fully planned to just buy a load of new stuff, and now she has nothing.
Oh,
She, So I think we kind of even looks at like the stuff she has, and you see like some like the necklaces and jewels. She kind of just like hangs up at the ceiling, like over her bed. So it
Mhm.
kind of like hits the sunlight, and all these lovely little rays, and all go everywhere. And I think she really focuses on taking that window. Oh, everything's falling in my room. And then she'll kind of like, I think she'll probably go into like the common room and like steal like 2 pillows. And
Mhm.
like kind of at the window, she'll make like a little nest for Nectar, where she can like hide her trinkets. She can be close. As obviously, and all the jewels and all the shit, she kind of just shoves it in a any family thing is just shoved in a in like a drawer and just locked because she absolutely is a crest. It's gone. But
Um,
Nectar, no Nectar, no.
you, as you're sort of setting up the little nook for Nectar to hide her stuff, you look around and you don't see Nectar. Um, and
I'm running.
Clem, you see Nectar sort of docking up on you a little
Oh.
bit, and then quickly like flutters over towards you and starts like gnawing on your necklace a little bit.
Oh, oh no, 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 no. And then like grabs her with both hands like a chicken, how you hold their wings down.
And
No, no, no,
she's
no.
sort of
No, you're not
looking at
allowed
you.
to do
No,
that.
Nectar, please, Nectar, stop. Wait, no, I'll use my signal. I'll use my hand signal. Be like, stop.
Okay, roll an animal handling check.
I really should think of proficiency in spell handling. I got this one. Fuck's sake, 8.
All right. Clemency, you're holding Nectar, and Nectar's really cute. But as like you've noticed, as Nectar's gotten older, like the hoarding tendencies starting to come out a little bit. Like you've definitely noticed Nectar like stealing forks and spoons and just like curling up around them like a tiny little dragon horde of like shiny things.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm gonna need you to roll a strength check for me to hold this little
Very bad.
dragon
Very
in
bad.
your midst.
I
Alright, so
love her so much. She's such a shit.
I got a 3, so
Get a 3. Nectar fully like grabs onto the necklace, and it has like a little clasp on the back, that's like a little knot that can be like untied and whatnot. And you
mhm.
see Nectar just quickly like yanks on it, and the knot comes free, and your little necklace comes off, and Nectar just sort of flutters with it in the air for a second and blows out a
Uh,
little bubble, and then begins flying back towards this
Can
nest
Zarek
that you
try and
made.
make a reflex or a not reflex, I guess now, a dex save to try and
Yeah.
grab it as alright.
I'm gonna guess that
We're
she
just
is.
not none of us are rolling well right now.
Clemency, the second that the necklace comes undone and Nectar flies off with it, um, almost instantaneously they go like kind of pale and immediately start being like, no, 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 Nectar, like come here, please, like you can't have that.
And
Three
Nectar's
of us
just
are just rolling
giving
out
you
the
guys the
door.
runaround. Yeah, Nectar, you guys are trying to grab, and Nectar's like very much turning this into a game. Um, and Nectar like flutters back to the nest and sort of burrows it in there and sort of lays down and like
Okay.
rests.
Nectar, I need that very, very
Clem,
badly. That's
Clem,
mine.
I'm going to. I can do this. I got this. I can get this back. I know I can get this back. I just need to
Clemency is
figure it out.
wringing their hands and looking around.
I like take one of like my necklaces or something. I feel like he has a shit ton and just be like,
Hmm.
Nectar, you speak it. Nectar understands common. I know Nectar understands common. Like, Nectar, hey, like, hey, I'll like try like scratch behind your ear, be like, so how would you feel about like, do you want this one? Like this one's way shinier.
Go ahead and roll another animal handling check.
It's true, it is
I roll.
fine.
Can I roll persuasion?
Sure. I'll say you can roll animal handling with advantage because I feel like your jewelry is very sparkly and beautiful.
Oh, it's so smart.
So I'll say exchanging that. I'll give you advantage on animal handling, or you could roll straight persuasion. It's up to you.
I have a +6 to persuasion. We're going to do that one.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Please fail. It'd be so funny.
Oh my
It was a
god.
nat 1.
Oh my fucking god.
As, as you go to like switch this out, Nectar just like blows a few bubbles in your face and they just like pop, just like right like an inch from your face, and then Nectar just goes back to sleep. She looks so pleasant right now. She's just so happy with herself that she added a nice new necklace to her collection.
Um,
Give her the necklace anyway, man. With a nat 1. Still give her the
hey,
necklace.
Haven, I don't mean to, be pushy, because, she's your pet. I really, really need that. So if you could move her,
All
Okay,
right,
okay.
give me a second. And Zarek's
don't
just
punch,
going to
don't
sort of
punch
push
or
his
shoot
way
the
in,
dragon, please.
and he's gonna try and basically pick up whichever pillow she's most on, in order to partially shift her out of the way, with the
Ah,
idea of then Haven would be able to reach under the pillows to get the necklace.
Okay, let's
Sure.
do that.
Go ahead and make a dexterity check. I'll say both of you guys separately can make dexterity checks. Haven,
my god.
you're like lifting up really quick, and then Zarek, you're trying to reach in and grab it before Nectar can sort of be wise to what's going on.
Just a straight check,
Yeah.
or
I'll say just a straight dexterity
Okay,
check.
okay. I passed. You just need to pass. All you need to do is pass.
you're a monk. You're good at that, right?
17.
Ooh.
Very good. You sort of lift the pillow up because Nectar's like sleeping at this point. Nectar quickly just knocked out. So you lift up the pillow, it, like wakes Nectar up. But before you're able to sort of, Nectar's able to quickly sneak it in there. Zarek snatches the necklace, and Nectar sort of blows some bubbles and then curls back to sleep with the new necklace that you gave her.
So cute. I hate it. She's so cute.
Okay.
Well, let's
Okay,
get
I'm gonna
Clem
go.
back the necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank
Let's
you,
do that.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Immediately, like, doubles the knot, ties it back on.
That will not hope. I can't promise that won't happen again. I am going to absolutely try my best to stop that. This is
It's,
a real work in progress.
this is just important, to me, and also to my, safety as an individual.
Oh.
You know what?
So
Now
it's an
that
enchanted
there's a
necklace.
third party NPC here, I've noticed that she could spread rumors.
Just Yoni just sneaks up behind us like, oh my god.
Yeah, Yoni comes in and she's like, I heard that there was a bunch of commotion. What kind of necklace is that?
It's a normal necklace that my dad got me. It's the least convincing thing anyone's ever heard. I don't even need to roll a deception. It's the least convincing thing anyone's ever heard.
She goes, okay, that's fine. I get that. So, and she seems to just like let it go, but
Oh,
can
that's
definitely see that there's more to that conversation. But she's not one to pry.
well, that's nice. I love when people don't pry. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that at least half of this party is made out of priors.
And on that note, sometime throughout all of this, I imagine that Zarek has managed to not only get access permissions for the main door, but when Clem wasn't fully paying attention, access to Clem's room as well.
Yeah.
This isn't appropriate. This is like, what was that one NPC in the bar called? What was he
One
called?
NPC.
Yeah, the really weird one. Who was like,
Really?
from like a year. Steven? Was it Steven? The guy who tried to sell us peanut butter beer and was like, it didn't work there.
Oh my
It
god. That was so long ago. I think I remember that name. I don't remember that. That was so long ago.
well, that's very much a Steven behavior right there.
The thing is, Zarek just can't possibly comprehend the idea that Clem wouldn't want Zarek to have free access to his room.
Well, Zarek is clearly has an overly attached personality.
A
So,
bit.
it's if it helps, if occasionally Clem will be jump scared by waking up and Zarek will just be there in his fucking place. No, he's just like holding, like white knuckle holding that fucking necklace.
Clem, maybe do you want some help, like, kind of unpacking your room or anything?
Sure. No, that's fine. Yeah, no, you can
Yeah.
come help. You're very fashionable. I'm sure you know how to make a room pretty.
I never known. I've never decorated a room.
Well, you dress very well.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah. I'm just gonna take the compliment. I'm just gonna take the compliment. I have like those little shiny things as well we can add. I'll be honest, I'm probably gonna try to get rid of most of them.
Why are you gonna get rid of them?
Well, my mother doesn't want me in the house. Doesn't want me near her until I change my mind, and I won't change my mind. So.
Did your mom give you a lot of this?
I get the feeling that when Haven's saying that, Zarek's just sort of sitting there. It's like, okay, yes, this is all standard. Get to the point. Not quite out loud, but that sort of expression on his face.
Yeah, my mom doesn't want me near her either.
Well, she kind of got me everything. Like, when we were like, if we ever wanted something, we had to ask her, and then she would send someone, and then she would get it. I was like, everything I own is from her. Oh, hey, Hero.
Hey.
Yeah. I guess we're all just coming in here now.
Yeah, there's commotion, and then I wanted to eavesdrop, and I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh yeah, no.
These beds are actually pretty soft.
It looks
And
over. Zarek is laying in Clemency's bed. It's like, okay, that's fine.
Anyway, Clem, how do you want to decorate your room?
Okay. I did take a second to write down some stuff.
See, that's what we were meant to do, but then everything happened.
Yeah. So Clem.
All I can do is mentally picture the whole stereotype for any like college movie of that one person when people are moving in just walks over and flops down on the couch or something.
Yeah. But so that's why I asked earlier, Aspen, is the furniture in here bolted down or can you move it?
No, you can move it.
Because he wants to, with I assume multiple people's help, because he has a +0 in strength, move the bed over to one of the windows because he wants to just get flashbanged in the morning. Apparently, my bed's right next to a window, and I get flashbanged.
Mine's close to the window, but I only get flashbanged if it's cloudy.
Oh.
Because of basically it's because of the angle of the window, so the sunlight doesn't really hit it directly unless there's clouds scattering it in every direction.
Oh.
In which case there is no real cloud cover nearby.
To be fair,
no real
I
sun
haven't had curtains for 2 years, and I really miss having curtains.
I used to have blackout curtains in my old room, and the issue is that I could never wake up on time for anything.
Blackout curtains are very nice for that.
Yeah. But let me see.
I would just like curtains personally, but
Same.
can't all get what we want. I'm very upset. This curtain thing's been killing me for 2 years.
Clem also does have a couple of posters, just a couple little ones. There's at least 2 that are star charts, and then a couple of the other ones are either some kind of printout from probably a magazine of some sort of like the schematics of an airship, and then probably something for an ad or a poster for airship races. Because if Clemency is anything, it is committed to the bit. And by the bit,
So,
I mean being autistic and hyperfixated.
so I think unless someone was quick enough to grab it before Zarek did, probably by the time people turn around and look back towards where the bed has been moved to, you'll see Zarek trying to sort of balance himself on the headboard
Oh
so that
god.
he can
Zarek.
get the star chart poster sort of secured onto the ceiling right
Aw.
above the head of the bed.
Aw,
No, careful. Zarek, please
thought he
don't fall down.
he'll be
It
fine.
should be fine, but if you want to just spot me while I do this,
Yeah, just like holds
don't
his
sneak
legs.
out.
You know, I
Because
suppose we
I heard star chart and immediately it's just like, oh, I know the perfect place for this.
This is just what you want to do in your own house.
Let me see.
So I do know if I had an unlimited budget and unlimited permission to decorate however I wanted, that one sort of device you can get that'll just, it's sort of a nightlight, but it broadcasts the night sky onto your ceiling.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
that's cool. That's
I
very
have
cool.
I have something similar. It's not like an accurate night sky or anything like that, but it does project little galaxies.
Nice.
But then where the bed used to be, which is now empty, that's where all of like the extra pillows and like, you know, he's putting his bedroll over there. The section is where all sleepovers will be taking place.
Nice. Very nice.
And then on near his desk, not exactly on his desk. On his desk he puts his journal and stuff like that, but next to it is all of his sewing stuff.
Oh, I've also got this extra hang in there poster if anyone wants it. It's got a cat on it.
Oh,
I
I
think
would
a
It's kinda cool.
Haven should have the poster
yeah,
that
I
says
would
hang in
love
there.
that. You
Yeah,
know,
there you go.
oh yeah. Honestly, I just like some decoration that Nectar can't take. You know, I feel like everything in my room is a bit at risk right now.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Oh, does Anna? I don't think Automaton would do that.
It's actually that Renia would steal her shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
Um,
So sad.
she didn't really like my posters. She said they were tacky.
I thought you were gonna say that she said they were gay.
Oh well, she said that one time, but in her defense, it was kind of gay.
It's just a picture of Fantasy Chapel Road.
Yeah.
It was fucking Mitski, dog. It was girl in red.
Hmm?
It was
Oh,
Gaga.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Nah, man, Gaga is for the guys. I feel like for the lesbians it is Mitski right now, or Chapel.
Yeah, you guys like take a little bit to like unpack, get your stuff together. And then you guys know that there's gonna be like a house meeting. Where like the head of each house is pretty much just gonna give a little speech. So you guys know you guys can't spend all the time in the world here, especially because Zarek needs to get to his
Yeah, no.
place.
We gotta go.
Also-
Oh
go
yeah.
gotta go get Zarek to his place.
Yeah.
Wait, really quick before we go. Can I say my dad got me like a bottle of like prosecco or champagne or something like bubbly that pops?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we don't have to drink it, but like I think we should open it. You know, it'd be fun just like celebrate it.
Are we
And
allowed
okay.
to have alcohol in here?
There's
I don't.
no alcohol allowed in the dorms.
Is there?
So
At my university, you need to get like a specific permit for it.
What? Wait, is this a real thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when I went to college, there were specifically some dorms that were labeled as substance free.
That was
Yeah,
mine.
it's free.
Oh.
Yeah, no. That's what the fuck?
We are not alcoholics like in Europe.
I think uni is all about drinking for the first 2 years. It's what?
The culture.
You also
No,
can't
sorry,
legally drink
what?
until you're 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't stop anyone.
In the thing is, that's how it is here on Lizonia. You can have alcohol in your college dorm.
Yeah, justify why we can't have alcohol in the dorms right now. Justify it.
It seems
Justify
like
it.
this continent is a little more religious, maybe.
You do not
We've-
want a drunk wizard.
That's
who's
you
just
know what?
learning magic.
You know what?
You know what that is?
The thing that they do in the Lizonia colleges is outside walking in or out of the dorm room, there's on the door there's a charm for cure poison, so you're immediately not drunk.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I
so
won't
you guys
open it, but
all-
I'm gonna hide it. I'll hide it. And then maybe like later we can do it.
Wait.
You don't know
You're
that.
going to open the
No, I'm not
fizzy
gonna
wine.
open it. I'm not gonna
Okay.
open it. I'm gonna hide the bottle. But like we can open it later when we're not in the dorm. Or if we're in the dorm.
Wow.
That's such a silly rule. Just I think it's a bit
It's a
silly.
rule for a reason, magic and alcohol don't really mix very well.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that they are.
I think they are. Some of
I
them.
think
Rules
unless
exist
it's
the way
heroes,
that they
we'll open
are
it later.
for a reason.
This is why we use message for secrets.
Before we go to bring Zarek to his dorm, Clemency is going to say goodbye to Yoni, let her know where they're going, and that they'll see her at the house meeting.
But yeah, she goes, all right, well, yeah, I hope you like your dorms, Eric. All right, I'll see you guys later. And then she
Yeah,
heads
see
off
you
into
later.
her room, like
Bye-bye.
bringing some more boxes and whatnot. And you guys take the walk over to Zarek's place. You walk up, and it is in a very it is in a very different section of like the dorms compared to where yours are. Like you guys had to walk through other students. You see all the different Sonora houses, like
We
occupants.
might need larger tokens on this map.
Uh,
Unless that is an enormous pillow.
Yeah, the tokens do need to be a little bigger. I'd say like that big is good.
Because when we came in, we were the size of the pillows.
I thought that the bathtub was a coffin for like 5 seconds.
Well, maybe it is.
It's really convenient when you get overwhelmed with school to just lay in it because it makes you feel better.
There you
That's
go.
a big ass dragon.
Wow.
You guys
Nice.
walk in, and it's obviously not as large as your place. It's a little smaller, but overall, like the size that Zarek has to himself is really big. And like you, Zarek, the way you go through, like I said, is not through like other students. Like you're not passing other dorms and random people chatting with each other. You know, like how you like chat to the people across from you or the people next to you. Like you're sort of in an area where it's mostly like faculty, and like there's a few other like fourth year students that are like TAs, or like RAs, but like for the most part, like there's no other first year students really around you. But you have a beautiful place. So how does that make Zarek feel, sort of being more separated from his other first year peers versus the other group?
Honestly, I think that it would sort of he'd actually act a little bit more comfortable with this because he's used to being sort of forced to be separate.
Oh,
since
great.
he
Never
rarely
mind.
got to. Yep. I mean, given that his trainer was the only one who would take him out, so normally he was either just in the estate or following around specifically with a guide, so that said, I don't think Zarek actually has any decorations.
Oh.
But
Maybe he needed this hang in there poster.
I brought it with me. Do you want it? I feel like I can't hang it up.
No,
I
you
think
can.
though.
We can put it on the wall in your room.
Yeah.
We can put it on the ceiling. It says, "Hang in there with the cat."
And we can like.
Oh,
It's actually
Yeah,
an
like-
I
owl
suppose
bear
we
on this
could.
one.
Although
Oh, yeah.
I suppose though, if I could get a hand though to maybe just move this table, maybe more closer to the door. I was just thinking having a large floor space might be more useful than that table, since if you all come over and want to eat, we can always just eat over in this section, so don't really need this whole mess.
Do you think that would be a big step for Zarek to be like, we can eat on the couch? I feel like you're at least, and I think Haven would probably be able to relate to that too. Like, dinners are had at the table at a certain time,
Mhm.
sort of thing. Do you think that would be a big step for Zarek to be like, we don't need this?
I think this is Zarek's way of trying to decorate.
Oh.
He's not really terribly skilled at it, but it's like, okay, I have all these things in here. What can I do to make things different from how it was just set up when I came in here?
Oh,
And so it's just sort of declaring that the table is not for eating and trying to clear a space there just to do like his martial arts exercises in the morning or whatnot.
nice. Yeah, you guys all get together and attempt to move the table, and it's fucking heavy. It's a fucking heavy table, and it's just a lot of like screeching as you guys are mostly just like dragging this table a little bit.
Is anyone
Uh,
like pounding on the
Yeah.
ceiling because you're making so much noise?
I'm thinking that it's probably going to end up like, I can't draw a straight line, like right there, almost as like a bar table. Like
okay.
if we eventually get a plank, we could just lay it down across the legs.
Nice. Yeah, you guys move it, and you're able to like sort of make it your home. And it's quite nice. And before long, someone comes up to the door and goes, Zarek, we're going to be having the meeting soon. I'm letting everyone know. I just wanted to make sure that you knew, since the other first years were in the other section. So whenever you're ready, it should be happening within the next hour or so. And then
All right,
the
very
teacher
well.
Who is this guy? Just some random
he's
guy.
just like a little faculty member.
That's the BBEG,
Yeah.
dude. We gotta be
We don't
nice to him
respect
or he'll
the
kill
staff
us.
For whatever reason, my mind automatically autofilled as you started saying faculty to fat RA.
I
No,
know
he's a
Zach
fat
thought
RA.
the same
There he is. Okay.
Just
Well,
a
we
big-ass
need
RA.
to get to our house meeting, but you can come over to our place whenever you want. You can tell us to come over here, and we'll try, depending on school and class and stuff like that. But
I'll make sure to visit, and I suppose if you ever want to have a place where you'll be sure not to be overseen when having the bubbly, this is
oh yeah,
probably
no,
the safer
that's
place.
true.
That's so true. I was just like, Derek, do you have a phone? Like, do you have like a speaking stone?
I never really needed one before in the past.
We should definitely get you one. Like,
Yeah,
that
no,
can be like,
we
a little
should
party
get you a
pot.
speaking stone. They are very useful.
You can borrow mine for now if you want. Just like so you can like, call us when we're in our dorm and you're like here.
Yeah,
Like, hey, I'm
and
coming over.
on the
I suppose
on
that
the
would make
weekend we could go into town and get you one. Into
I
town?
suppose that would make sense as well.
Into city.
Yeah. I will give Derek my phone then, my fucking stone for now.
Noise.
All right.
So
You
thanks to
know,
my mom
before
calling.
before they go, they say bye, and Clemency is going to give him another hug.
I think for this one, Zarek's probably expecting it a little bit more, and is a little bit stiff about it, but does try and hug back.
Oh.
Doing so well.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Nice.
All right.
Cool. You guys all head out, and you guys gather in the respective common areas that you guys have. And I think this is the first time that you meet the House of Sonora, the house rep for House Sonora. And I will send a picture of her right now. Boop. And you see this sort of she's dressed like a monk. She's dressed in sort of like monk, like a fashionable monk garbs. And her name is Vexari. Um, and she walks up. She's this like beautiful, like white furred fox. Sort of like a stern look to her. And she goes and introduces herself. Um, goes, My name is Vexari Goldpaw. I'm the house rep. If there are any problems, incidents, or anything, they will go through me. Um, I'm also the monastic practice teacher, so I may see some of you in my class. Just because you are part of my house does not mean I'm going to give you special treatment in either way, whether in the house or in class. So make sure everyone follows the rules, and we all should have a good time. She goes on to talk about some of like the house principles. She goes on to talk about a little bit about herself as well. Um, she her big thing is learning from the past. She goes on to talk about how people need to be free while like following order. Um, she believes that giving freedom and trust to people is how people thrive. So she goes on to say, I'm going to be trusting of all of you. Make sure that you're doing the right things, that you all are adults that know how to govern yourselves accordingly. Please do not make me regret giving you this freedom because it will be taken away. Yeah, and she goes on to talk about how she does a lot of charity work. The majority of it in the city, but some of it out of the city. Um, and she'll periodically put up flyers that have students going and volunteering over the weekend in different cities around the Free Cities specifically. Occasionally it can be within the CTA or Thragran or Arbordia, but it normally doesn't go farther than that, and it's normally not too deep into the other countries. If there's like a disaster, that's when she'll go farther. But yeah, so she's the head. She's pretty strict and stern, but she's pretty nice. And like I said, she'll frequently post ways of getting out of Heron as a group. Yeah. Do you guys have any
Clem
questions for her
likes her.
about houses or anything? Like any questions that your characters might ask about, her or anything? It's okay if you don't, but just giving you guys the
Let me
chance.
think for a second.
I want to ask her about alcohol, but also I'm a bit scared of her, so I'm not going to.
You're gonna ask her about alcohol?
I was, but I'm scared, so I'm not going to.
Kaven started to raise her hand, and both Hero and Clem grabbed it and put it down.
Like, we've got to get rid of this thing now.
Clemency is going to raise their hand.
And she goes, yes, and what is your name?
My name is Clemency Sailhart. I was wondering if, specifically for disasters and things that are more intense like that, if you don't allow first years to go and help, if you prefer later years, or if I would still be able to come help you.
Yes, so all help is good help, especially in disasters. So I would never put a limit on that. It depends on what we're doing. If you're able to prove yourself, if I talk to your other teachers and they say that you're doing well, you're skillful, you're useful, then absolutely anyone can come. But if you are a third year who has been consistently slacking, and she looks at a few students in particular, who sort of like, she goes, it doesn't matter what grade you are. It matters the character that you are. So
Thank you.
think about that more than the year you are. But yeah. So she goes on a little bit, gives like other rules of curfews. Curfew is let me see, 2 hours after sunset. So you have a little bit of time after sunset to be in, and that's for first and second years. Third years and fourth years, there's no curfews. But for first years, there is a curfew. You can still obviously like get in the building, but if you're caught coming in the building or leaving the building after curfew, there's penalties. She doesn't say what the penalties are, but there are some penalties that might happen. Drinking, drug use, absolutely not acceptable. She goes on
I'm
to say
kind of
that-
wondering how many monk students end up trying to circumvent this by climbing the walls and going in through like
that's
windows.
true.
But she goes on to say, like, also not tolerated. Students will be punished accordingly if there is drinking going on, if there's drug use, so on, so forth.
I
Yeah.
will say, Clem is the worst kind of student to other students because, you know, when you're in a meeting like this for like with like an RA or something, the worst thing is when people ask questions to lengthen the amount of time you need to be there.
Yeah.
Because they do raise their hand again.
Just, clemency again.
Not again. I was wondering because we have only one of our party members is in a different house. Is there some kind of form that we fill out if he wants to come and like sleep over, or we want to go over there and sleep over?
They will just have to be signed in. They are not allowed to spend the night because of curfew rules for them as well. But they can stay up until curfew.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, and it sort of rounds down. There's a few other questions that happen. She talks about how she doesn't have any charity work planned right now, but to keep an eye out on the community board where there's also like job postings, stuff like that, that you can see. So yeah, the meeting sort of ends and you guys disperse. And Zarek, we'll head over to you. You're sort of standing there in a large group of other people from House Nemera. You see, you see Harness, who is part of Yoni's group, and then you also see Cashin, who are both part of Yoni's group. And those are the only two people that you'd really recognize, and they're sort of standing off to the side a little bit. But for the most part, you're sort of by yourself right now. How does that feel for Zarek? Like you just had this group that you're like starting to get close with, and now you're like in this space by yourself.
I mean, it's on one hand, it's sort of old hat, so he's sort of falling into old patterns. I think he actually partially does his shirt back up because of old pattern autopilot.
You know what? Good.
But I think he also, at the same time, is a little bit uncomfortable, but he's not entirely sure why. Because he hasn't quite put it together yet
Nice.
that he's missing the others.
Oh.
Go ahead and make I'll say make a deception check for me. And this is to try and like hold in that like discomforted sort of look.
12.
12, okay. You see Cashin, who is the like salamander folk, the little salamander wizard, and you see Harna, who is the female Ursidin that you guys both fought. And you see them look at you, and they sort of wave over to you and sort of motion for you to come over to them.
Oh, yay.
I suppose Zarek will stroll over and I guess start things off by saying, I suppose since your teammates staying with the three of mine, we'll probably be seeing a fair amount of each other.
Yeah. And you see Cashin. He goes, yeah. It'll be cool. I know. Yeah. Like you said, I think we are gonna be seeing a lot of each other. Oh, I think it'd be cool if maybe. Where are you dorming? I didn't see you with all the other group of first years.
My father has expectations about my living standards and has arranged for me to have a dorm over in the blah de blah de blah building. I
Oh.
assume that you can autofill whatever building it is.
Yeah, you're like the different buildings are pretty big. So you're just in one of like the more like faculty focused buildings. Um, and Hera sort of looks at you. Sorry, Harna. There's also a Helena. Harna looks at you. And she goes, "Oh, I didn't realize that your dad had so much pull here. You got your
Your
own
father
room? That's
has
great."
Yeah, father has pull in all sorts of places. Goes with being a merchant family.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, since you have your own private place, I guess your place is gonna end up being the meetup spot. And they both sort of like chuckled to themselves. Um, I think a bunch of people were gonna meet up and look at some of the clubs after this. If you want to come along,
I should probably take a look, yeah. I
um,
suppose. Thank you for the offer.
they like you guys have a little bit more small talk before you see the House Namira, uh, Zakmir Angrel.
Who tells us that it's perfectly okay to have as much alcohol as you want in the new Meridors.
How do you spell his name?
He, I'll post it
Okay.
in here. Boop. He's a much older dwarven cleric. And you see he's like a softer spoken dwarvish person. He still's got like a thick sort of accent to him. But he feels very like grandpa like. And he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna be your house representative. Um, any problems that anyone has, feel free to talk to me, and I can do my best to help resolve them. Um, I worked in the forge of Throggrol before all of you were born, and I'm now retired, and I'm just trying to do my best to inspire the youth of this next generation. So if you need anything, absolutely anything, come to me and I can try and help in whatever way. Um, my specialties are smithing and brewing and enchanting, but I can try and help in any way. I've been here for longer than most teachers, so if you need help talking to another teacher or one of the teachers has given you a problem, I can help you in whatever way I can. And he goes on to talk about, he gives like a big like motivational speech that pretty much ends in follow whatever your passion is. Don't let anyone dictate what puts the wind in your sails. Find that for yourself. And this first year is super important for finding what puts that wind in your sails and what moves you forward.
So he
He goes
has
over the
that
rules.
mindset, and he is an old retired dwarf. And you really expect us to believe he cares about students having alcohol in the dorms?
He goes over the rules of, listen, these aren't my rules, but there's no alcohol, there's no drugs, there's curfews. I'm gonna respect you all as adults, and ideally you'll do the same for me. If I catch you with it, I have to do something about it. And I am an early sleeper, so like I said, if I stumble across you all making noise or there's complaints, something will have to be done, but I'm normally in bed quite early. So, don't like to be woken up unless I have to. So sort of pauses and gives you all a look that reads, "Don't make me have to bust you." um, yeah, and so he goes on, about his time in Thragron and the different forges and whatnot. Talk to some of the students, but by and large, it's relatively a quick conversation. The big points are, if you need something, he will genuinely try and help you. He's just a retired old forge worker who's just trying to help the next generation. He's trying to pay his work forward, sort of thing. So yeah, before long, um, Cassian and Arna, look at you, Zarek, and they go, "Yeah, we can head over to the library. There's a bunch of club stuff happening there. I'm sure your party's going to be there. I know Yoni's going to be there, so I'm sure she'll probably flag the rest of your group."
And that sounds like that should work. And worst comes to worst, uh, they loan me a phone so I can call them if need be.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, and you guys all start heading towards that area. I'm assuming the group that's at House Sonora would also want to do club stuff and see the different
Yes,
clubs and
that's very
whatnot.
true.
Yes.
Um, yeah. So you guys all meet up within the library space. It's this beautiful, grand library. There's multiple levels to this place. It's quite nice. I'll put you guys on the map for the town. Boop. And you guys all collectively would be over here. I don't know where. Oh, there's Zarek's token. Boop. You guys all make it in here, and it's nice. There's a bunch of booths set up with different clubs, and I can go over the different clubs that are available to you all. As you guys walk in, you guys are given pamphlets about how clubs work, and so clubs can be, or ideally, run by fourth-year students. And this is a way to give fourth-year students a chance to manage like groups of people underneath them, keep people organized, keep people entertained. It's like an exercise for fourth years, pretty much. If there's no fourth years that are interested, it goes to third years. If there's no third years, second, so on and so forth. And it just so happens that all of the fourth years that were previously running these things have all graduated. Like everyone was fourth years, and so everyone's graduated. So all of these clubs don't have leaders now. So within the next coming weeks, and everyone who joins these clubs is going to have a chance to like vote on what third year or fourth year is going to be able to run it. So the different clubs that you guys have are the Mage Club, which just practices everything that you can think about for magic. So all the different spell casting groups are in there. If you can't cast spells, you can still be a part of this group. It's just like mage appreciation sort of thing. So they practice like different runic symbols, stuff like that. So there's a lot of enchanters that do it.
Does this actually have like mechanical benefits? Like, does it help us study for classes or?
They can absolutely. A lot of it is for like RP stuff.
Right.
But absolutely it can help you like through RPing and whatnot. You guys can gain bonuses in this class and stuff like that. So these clubs are really what you make them. If you guys are like trying to network and stuff of like, hey, I need help, and you meet another student in this club, I will absolutely give you guys like little bonuses and stuff like that for like making study groups or whatnot. But as far as like strict mechanical things, there's no like set things. It really is all of these clubs are like what you guys make of them. So they can be like background things of like, yeah, my person's in this club, or it can be like, I'm gonna use this club to try and get better at this skill. So it's up to you. There's also a nature club. And so this club specifically sometimes goes on like nature outings. The majority of them are going to be within the adventure hall. So like over the weekend, you guys will have like simulated camping environments. And then sometimes there's ones actually within the school grounds, within the forest. And then sometimes they take place out of Heron as well. And that they practice like tracking. There's a bunch of like rangers, beastmasters, and stuff like that that do that. There's a sailing and aeronautics club, where very similar to the nature
Oh,
club.
well,
they'll
we know where
do,
Clem is going.
where they'll practice different things and whatnot. And that club also works with the aeronautics and sailing teacher as a way to like eventually you guys can actually be flying stuff and whatnot. There's a marksman club. I'll post all of these in here as I go over them. That way you guys can take a look. There's a junior adventurers club, which pretty much will help set you up and give you guys connections, things like that. Potentially even allow you guys to go on like missions in an earlier year. Beast tracking, which is what it sounds like. You guys practice hunting down creatures, tracking them, taming them, whatever you guys want to do. A lot of it is in the adventure hall, so it's all like fictional. But there are times like with other clubs where they'll actually have a chance to go out and actually do this.
Who would waste
Astrological
their
club.
time role playing something fake?
The astrological club, which is actually there's a lot of influence from the headmaster, as she's like a very experienced astrological person. Potion and enchanting club, where they do and practice what you would think. Performance club, which is a lot of bards. They perform different plays, whatnot. And then beast battling club, which is where people, it's in the plainest terms, it's like pseudo Pokemon. It's a lot of like beast masters who practice with their respective creatures that they've tamed and work with and befriended, and practice combat together, pretty much. Anyone can join that. The only requirement for that one is you need a creature to control, because you are not in combat during that. And mechanically, how that works is you would take control of the creature as if you were that creature. So you would have their movement speed, all of their attacks, so on and so forth, for that. So while you guys look that over and think about things, why don't we take like a 5-minute break, 5-10 minute break,
Sure.
grab some water, and give you guys a chance to think
Okay.
about clubs and stuff.
Also, would it be one club per person, or are
Uh,
some of them positioned so that you'd be able to attend two?
Yeah, so you guys can all do a max of 2 clubs. 2 clubs is definitely like a decent amount of effort, but it's not impossible to do at all. I would say, like, if your character was thinking about trying to get like a part-time job to like gain just like a little extra coin on the side, you'd probably only be able to do 1 club,
I mean,
and then
Clem's
part-time
already
job.
gonna volunteer at the library, so probably just one.
Yeah. Like think about it, it's like you have like 2 activities that you can do. So you could do like 2 clubs, or you could like volunteer and work, so on and so forth. But you get 2 things outside of school that won't affect, like RP or anything like that. Or like time on the weekend that you get to like RP and do whatever you want, adventure and shit. So, but cool. All right.
So, one other thing then. One of the things I was eventually planning to have Zarek do is start messing around with like custom creating potions and enchantments
Mhm.
to sort of meld together everything for creating new gear. If he was in the potions and enchanting club, could he actually, as part of his club time, work on that sort of thing?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you like RP some of that, or you use that during like once we get into the sessions where we're like school time and then out of school time, if you use some of your like bonus time for like potions and enchanting stuff, yeah, I can give you like little bonuses and whatnot. It's not gonna make it so it's like a walk in the park, but it would make it easier for
Oh,
sure.
no,
You would
what
have
I was
connections.
meaning is basically when he would normally just be working on whatever the club project is.
Hmm.
If he was uh, basically doing special focus study during that time, some of the time.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right.
like I said, these are clubs to like help you in different classes that you're using, help you like RP and whatnot. So yeah,
Okay,
whatever you
I'm gonna
guys
ask.
decide to do with it.
I'm gonna ask one more question. Is there no robotics club?
I know there should be, because that is a really good one.
And a
So I'll
debate
add
club.
that. Um,
Ooh, like a
And
UN.
a gay straight alliance.
Yeah, where's the LGBT club?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Cancelled.
very friendly. What was that dragon
Yeah.
trading card? Like, what was that dragon game we had last campaign? The fucking cards.
Oh,
What are they called?
yeah.
Yeah, like that
What
club.
what
So
do we need?
obviously we need, just a gaming club, a newspaper club, a occult research society club or whatnot that goes around having shenanigans.
Yeah, where's the
So
religious
what we're
club?
saying is,
There is
don't take a break. You need to get back to work.
Yeah.
Get back to work.
so I'm totally fine with you guys being like, cool, I think this club would be cool. Because there's like a million and one things that like different clubs. Because the school is like a bigger school and there's people that, are into all different things. So like the robotics club is a great addition. That absolutely makes sense. So if there's other clubs that you think your guys would want to start, I think that would be totally fine. I would say, like some clubs, if they don't if no one did it last year, they sort of like fade out. Like they're not advertised.
Mhm.
So I think you guys can absolutely be like, hey, I want to start this club. Um,
That sounds like a
so
lot of work.
you're like, no. But yeah, we'll say there's a robotics club. And if you guys want to make any new ones, you guys can sort of put that forward, and then the school will do like a lot of it. So it's not going to be too much work. You're not going to have to like campaign and whatnot for it. The school will help you with everything. So yeah, if you guys want to think about
There's no
anything,
budget
feel free.
issues.
Yeah. I will be right back. Okay.
Gotcha.